So, good morning, everyone. So that's the interesting question, of course, is why another book on Forth? And there is a market I've sort of spotted that is underserved. Since I sort of retired from being employed by other companies, I've spent some time as a STEM ambassador, going into schools, trying to bring in engineering principles to the youngsters. And I've taught a few of the very youngest the rudiments of Forth, from pupils that are as young as 5 years old, who read very well, all the way up to those students that are in college. So really, in identifying another book, is sort of like how to target such a wide audience in a sensible way that introduces them to Forth in an easy to digest manner. So I decided another book was necessary on this. The approach, I think, is going to be quite interesting, because I've decided that I'm going to use a characterization of a Forth word to be the introductory guide to the language itself. And the word I've chosen is quit, which is probably going to end up being the title of the book anyway. As quit does most of the management of what you do as a Forth terminal, I thought it was an appropriate guide into the rest of the language, where it can introduce you to the other helpers in the dictionary, like interpret or parse or any other words that are therefore available. This is a very early stage of the development of the book at the moment. I'm still doing a fair bit of research into things. But one of the things that we will need is some way to give the students a bit of practical experience as well. And to that end, I've also got to try and identify some easy to download free Forths to allow them to bring them onto their machines. And that can be a wide array of different equipment, including the Chromebooks and such ilk, to various other tablets, computers and that. So, you know, we are looking for candidate downloadable free Forth implementations that the students can download, and that I can list in the book as being suitable for providing them with the practical experience. And I'm really going to target the 5+ age group. So, because I think, you know, a 5-year-old who can read with good cognition actually can get it. I've had a few examples of that. And I've also seen a team of girls who once shown some basic bits about compiling new words, and that were well away in creating their own motion commands for robots. So it's that's the aim. The format I'm going to push it out on is an A5 PDF file. So you just blast it out to the schools on emails and the like. I don't think it's going to require any sort of major distribution, and it's going to be a free book. So you know, I'm not going to make any money out of this at all. So, but there you go.
Talk to Jürgen then.
I won't be talking to Jürgen about that. So yeah, it's going to be a free book, free PDF, just sent out to schools and colleges, so that you know, they get a decent introduction to the language from there on. And probably referencing other material that they can then dig into and read on, and, you know, further their knowledge of the language and what else they can do with it. that's about the talk.
Okay. There's actually a question from the internet, from Jürgen.
Would you believe it?
So Jürgen asks, why not use EuroForth? It's there now. So would you like to comment on that?
I believe that's a web-based forth.
I don't know, but he's provided a link to it.
Okay, I'll look into that link. But yeah, I mean, any forth system, I think, on the net, anything that's free to access and get into, it's be a good basis.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll probably provide a link for EuroForth within the book.
Very good. I don't see any other questions in the chat. I just see that Jürgen has linked some chapters even, so I can relay them to you later.
Yeah.
Is there any questions from the audience here?
So,
There you go.
thank you, Paul. So that sounds somewhat similar to EuroForth that was used for the same kind of problem, moving an object around, even a physical object. Given your proficiency with physical objects, do you think this might develop into something that actually moves some physical object around, like a little robot?
I don't see why not. I've throughout most of my career, I've been involved with moving objects around in various places. Some very heavy objects at times. So yeah, I see that if they get interested enough, why they don't go into robotics with Forth as well.
Are there any objects on the market? Or would you like to
there are objects on the market that, with things like the BBC microbit being featured in several different robotic kits, and through the work of Matthias he's produced MiCrisp, which is easily downloadable to that board. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't.
The last thing I wanted to say was very interesting what age you're working with. You're working with children at the youngest age, and nevertheless they can grasp something.
They can grasp Forth concepts very, very easily. It is absolutely amazing how young you can start them. And I think by starting that young, they get to know a decent language from the get-go, and can sort of build on that.
I also think starting with a turtle helps with that.
Yes.
A few years ago, I met up with some people from Birmingham who did the automated maze solving with robots.
Micromouse, yes.
Yes, Micromouse. That might be an interesting way to go as well.
Mm-hmm.